Hi Libra, this is Muertero Chris, and welcome to my channel, The Guard Owl. We're going to be doing your general monthly read for the month of October 2020. I've already laid out the cards, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Silence, I ask of the Holy Kindred, sons and daughters of La Santísima Muerte, high and low. At your waist, fallen mother, I will relay the things unspoken of, forgotten and kept in secret. Heat and cold as I walk through this home, a far-seen witch rise in tarot. All right, Libra. So your overall energy for the month of October, since the 1st going on up until today of this airing on the 12th, has been the Lovers. Makes sense because the Lovers is the Lovers is the Gemini card, so it's possible that you're dealing with a Gemini or one of the other air signs. The interesting thing is that, you know, it's the 6th major arcana card, so 6 plus 6 is 12, stays the 12. So 6 days for one of you and then 6 days of the other. But what I'm getting here is, for some of you Libras, there's been a bit of a challenge here between the two lovers. I don't typically do relationship type readings or love readings for these free general tarot card readings on YouTube until it gets to this point right here, but it's already starting with that, so we're just going to roll with that kind of energy. I'm getting that if you're dealing, for some of you Libras, if you're dealing with a Gemini or one of the air signs romantically, there seems to be some kind of trouble in decision making. So very indecisive relationship right now. And I'm getting this with the Fool in the reverse. Not really agreeing on how to go about a new beginning of sorts. And then to further enforce this, we have the Four of Wands. Okay, you know, it takes two to tango, and you see how this is kind of like, it's almost like a married couple, you know, and they've already gotten past, you know, the marriage part through the church and everything, the I do's, the recitation of vows and all that. So you're already at the dance and everything. So this is definitely reinforcing the Lovers card right here. But what I'm getting with it is the in-between the two of you. Somebody doesn't want to agree with a certain decision. This isn't for all Libras, but for some of you Libras, okay? Whatever that may be, though, you're definitely going to have to just, because this is very much a common trait with you Libras, is the scales. And I'm also getting, you know, I had this in another reading. I don't remember if it was for Libra. I'm sorry, for Leo. I don't know. I don't remember which one it was previously for. But I had this same kind of notion where you're kind of also being the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is definitely the physical, you know, depiction of somebody that's trying to balance things out, weighing the pros and cons. And this other person that you're with romantically, they're just kind of like up in the air, but they're not really thinking things through, and you're possibly wanting them to kind of just like meet you 50-50 with it, meet you halfway, and it's just not happening. It's possible because if they are a Gemini or one of the other air signs, this is also a character trait of that, a major hardcore character trait of that, of those air signs. Very much, I don't want to use the term airheaded because that almost, you know, dumbs somebody down in a sense, but I don't mean airheaded in like the person is stupid or anything like that. It's just they have their head somewhere else. Their thoughts are somewhere else because they also have their own things in their own personal life that they're having to juggle. And I'm getting for some of you, this can also be a little bit stressful for you. And so it's possibly leading on into some vices, okay? Because I'm getting this with the Devil. The Devil is a card of a lot of, you know, it's a card of temptation, vices, and then again, to even reinforce it even further, if you look here, you have the woman and the man, okay? You look right here with the Lovers, you have the woman and the man, Okay, you look right here in the Four of Wands, the woman and the man. Okay, so yeah, definitely dealing. For some of you Libras, you might have to take, you might have to take the reins yourself and just make the whatever this commitment of sorts that you need this other person to come through with you. You may just have to make an executive decision, whatever it may be, and just go about it yourself. And if they turn out to not like it later on, then there's definitely going to be that discussion of like, well, if you think back and you remember, I brought this up plenty of times and I never got anything out of you, and I was all about this, and so I had to make the executive decision, and this is the decision that I made. Sorry, but you had your chance to meet me 50-50. On the other hand, I am still another human being, and we're not attached to the hip physically, and so I have a right to make this decision as well without you, since you were leaving me to do it on my own. I'm getting the sense that this is the conversation that might come up. Now, in retort, this other person, whoever they are, and for whatever, decision making that this is, that you have to make an executive decision out of, they're not going to lose their temper over it. It's going to kind of turn into one of those things where it's like, well, maybe it's for the better, and I don't blame you, and thinking back to it, yeah, you're right. So I'm getting, with the Five of Swords here, that communication between you and this air sign, because it is, in the reverse. You're not going to have to worry about dealing with an argument if this is what you're worried about. So if you want confirmation, if this is a decision, whatever it is that you need to make a decision about, and if you're wondering if, should I do it on my own? Should I just go ahead and give it the okay, or even for some of you Libras out there that are wondering, should I just let this whole idea go? Am I gonna get some flack for it, whichever way I go with it, whether if it's a yay or a nay? Definitely go with your gut on this. Follow your intuition on this. Don't weigh the pros and cons anymore, because there's also something about this that time is running out on it as well. Okay, time is definitely running out on it as well. Time has been ticking on it. Okay, so definitely do that. Don't worry about an argument ensuing. It's not really going to happen. I mean, the person that you're dealing with, that you need to, or that you're not so much that you need, but that you're wanting to, meet you halfway, that you're expecting for them to meet you halfway on some sort of decision. Time is of the essence right now, okay, for whatever this is. And it's okay for you to go ahead and make that executive decision. They might get a little flustered about it, but then, they're going to think back to it and be like, well, you're right. I didn't act, you gave me ample time. You included me, and that was fair enough. And I sat on it, or I just had other things I had to get to, and those things kind of got in the way. If anything, you'll probably get more of a, I'm sorry, I apologize for stalling so much. And so, you know what, I understand you had to make an executive decision, and maybe it's for the better. Okay, so we have the Strength card coming up. And so there's definitely going to be that you're definitely going to get this kind of, this is the physical confirmation right here. You're going to get that hug, that handshake, that warm, loving kiss from your significant other, and you're going to be that Princess of Wands right here for making that executive decision. And that's exactly what Libra does. You're going to basically, this is an act of justice right here, for not just yourself, but for your partner, including your partner, or whoever this is, in whatever this decision making is. It works out for the both of you. It may not have to be a person that's, in a romantic relationship with you. This could be a friend too, because regardless of anything with the Lovers card, there's different types of love. There's love of friendship. There's love of you between you and your job, between you and a pet, between you and your hobby. There's different types of love. There's the friendship love too. There's all sorts of different type of love. So this is definitely something where you are definitely going to play out your best attribute as a Libra, and that is 100% justice in a decision, and it's going to be very positive. Even if the decision is something you have to turn down on a decision, something you have to turn down, you're still going to be playing out the best attribute of yourself, which is justice. You're going to do yourself justice. You're going to do the other person that you're including in this decision making justice. Whatever this decision entails, whatever it is that a decision needs to be made, it's going to be perfect. It's going to go good for you. With the Hermit card, I'm not really seeing this Hermit card in a sense of what the Hermit card really exposes as to a zodiac sign, which is typically Virgo. But I'm definitely getting that this is something that is going to it's going to come to fruition based on your decision within the next 3 weeks, between now being the 12th and the 31st of October. So next 3 weeks, I'm getting that with these three stars, asteroids, whatever they may be. And we also got a full moon coming up over here, October 31st, 2020. So next 3 weeks, it's looking good for you. And that's, the Hermit card is also, it goes hand in hand very much with this Libra kind of reading that's going on here, with you having to make an executive decision. The Hermit's usually on their own, living on their own, making decisions on their own, studying things out on their own. And so with those aspects of the Hermit card, very much you're taking on the reins. You're pulling the reins yourself. And in turn, we have the 10 of Cups right here. It's a very good card, but it's in the reverse. But I'm not really seeing this as I'm not really seeing this as a bad card with this. What this is really entailing to me is no longer having to weigh the scales. It's definitely going to be, regardless whatever decision this is that you have to make, if it's a decision where you're going to have to say on an executive decision, no, we're not going to take this offer up, or we're not going to sign to this contract, or we are going to sign to this contract. I'm making the executive decision to go forward with this. Regardless what this is, you're tipping the scale to whichever hand you are, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. You're going to be signing something to it, or you're going to have to not sign to it in terms of letting go of whatever contract you may have to sign, whatever decision you may have to come to. And if you're going to let it go, that's by that hand that you're not going to sign with. But regardless, in the end, you're still going to stay together about everything. This is definitely having to do with some sort of a relationship, whether it's your significant other, your wife or your husband, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your best friend, your coworker, your boss, But definitely, Libra, if you're looking for a tarot card general free reading online, which is trying to give you a little confirmation of how to go about something, and maybe have somebody involved with this whole situation, this decision making, that you have to just jump the gun, and just make an executive decision. And if that's what you should do, the answer is yes. Go ahead, make the executive decision. It's not going to hurt anybody. If anything, you'll be doing everybody involved justice. All right, Libra, that's all I got for you for the month of October 2020. We'll see you next month in November. Have a good one. God bless.